could do me one favor, it would be really, really cool if you watch this video all the way through to the end and watch everything carefully. Now, basically what I'm going to do is tell you a bit about myself and then also potentially how I can help you based on the conversation that's been had already. As I said, my name is Nathaniel and I live in England, in the UK. I'm in a place called Leicester, so roughly central England, for those of you who are not familiar. In terms of my own fitness journey, basically where I started was at the age of 16, I found the gym, I absolutely fell in love with it, and ever since then I've been lifting probably 4 to 6 to 7 days a week for the last 12 plus years. And basically in that time the whole journey has been a real mixture of things. So I initially, over the first few years, really got into it, really enjoyed everything. Then it became a point where I learned the kind of what's typically thought of as like the dirty bulking. So you're basically eating as much as you can, trying to gain weight as much as possible. And I was doing this and I discovered all of a sudden I once saw a picture of myself and immediately I became really, really insecure. I saw this picture, I thought, what the hell has happened? I look like a slug. And all of a sudden, when I'd never really thought about it before, this picture created in me all these insecurities and all these worries and fears and anxieties and a real lacking of confidence that was really distracting me from my life. It was holding me back in all sorts of ways. I was constantly thinking about myself and how I'm not good enough and how I hate the way I look, rather than being present, showing up, being the best version of myself and enjoying the life that I wanted to live. And so at this point, I was completely lacking in confidence. I wouldn't do things like going swimming, even just social outings for different normal things. I was still worried about myself. I was not happy going anywhere really, and it's a real tough thing to go through. So if that's somewhere that you are right now, or maybe somewhere that you've been, then I completely know how that feels, and it is really, really horrible. The good news though is that there is a way out by taking action consistently. Even when it feels impossible to change, there is always a way to get to a place that is much, much better. So what I eventually learned to do was, logically I knew there must be some way out of this by quantifying and tracking the food that I was eating, because I knew that was going to affect the weight, how much I weighed. And so I started creating for myself a meal plan. I stumbled across tracking macros a few years later, and then from there it spiraled and I learned the tools I need to manipulate my body composition in exactly the way that I want, so I can create the physique that I want to have and create the life that I want to have around that with the newfound confidence that I've gained from it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple of examples of where I've been and where I've got to. So we'll be right back in one moment. So let me give you a visual journey through. So this is where I kind of started, or used to look like, when I was very, very insecure, really unhappy. You can see nothing spectacular, just overly fat, sloppy, just sort of whatever. Like, going to the gym at this point, definitely, but also you can't necessarily tell, or at least you couldn't tell as much as I would like. I felt unhappy, insecure, not lean, not sharp, not confident at all. So this is kind of one of the starting points. So I went from being in a place like this and like this, you can see really, really sloppy, no chin, not happy at all, to looking like this. You can see that the change in my face was really, really staggering, and that's been one of the most impactful things for me on my confidence, and it is with a lot of people. You can see then also here, and you can see here. So that is the basic kind of transformation journey that I've made myself, and that I then now help other people to make as well. And one of the biggest things that I really figured out during this whole time was basically that your body fat percentage largely dictates your confidence level, and your nutrition largely dictates your body fat percentage. So if you want to go from really sloppy to where I was before to looking more like this, being really shredded and ripped, the thing you need is a nutrition plan that works exactly for your lifestyle and your goals and your individual needs, which is why having custom hands-on coaching can be so, so important and so, so beneficial in terms of the results that you get. So if you have someone who has been where you are now, and now is where you want to be, and knows exactly how to tailor your nutrition to get you to your particular goal, that's absolutely worth its weight in diamonds. That is the thing that you need. Now, to give you an example of this, here is my client Eddie. Now, when Eddie started, he was very, very unconfident. He was feeling insecure about the way he looked. He felt too skinny and too fat, and essentially he just really hated the way he looked and his appearance. He was really unhappy with things. You can see here, really sloppy, not much muscle mass, kind of gut just sort of bloated, just not really in a great place, and he wasn't happy with things. And then where we got him to over just several months, didn't take that long at all actually, was to, as you can see here, absolutely ripped, a lot more muscle mass, super confident, And through this process, basically what we saw for him was his confidence grew. He stopped feeling insecure. He was set free from the worries that were holding him back. He was getting compliments in the gym regularly from people. He was getting stronger each week. His lifts were improving. His performance in the gym was getting better and better. He learned how to eat in a way that supports his goals, which is so important and absolutely essential, as we've just touched on, so that he would be getting better and looking better each and every week. His business even started thriving. He was earning more money. And most importantly, we were able to get rid of those insecurities that were holding Eddie back. By getting in great shape, by becoming more confident, by building your reliance on yourself and your own trust in your ability to follow through, those things fall away. By changing the way you look as well, it absolutely changes everything. Because when you become confident and those insecurities go away, you're free to thrive and fly and become the best version of yourself, and your life completely changes. And that is so meaningful, and that is what we do in our program. So this is Eddie. He did a great job, and this is a good example. At this point now, I've worked with hundreds of people in person and now 100 plus people online as well. And this is what we do. We take people who are unconfident, we tailor their nutrition, we tailor their training, we make everything custom to the person. And then what we do is we create a roadmap that gets you exactly from point A, where you are now. It overcomes the barriers while you are stuck where you are stuck, and it gets you to point B, which is your dream physique and really building the life that you want to build. So you can go from being unhappy, insecure, not liking the way that you look, to being in a place where you have incredible confidence, you're in great shape, you're becoming the best version of yourself, and you're really building the life that you dream of. And so on the call, one of the things that we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a deep dive into your goals. We're going to see what your struggles are and see if we would be a good fit to actually help you to get to exactly where it is that you want to be. And so often people who come to us as well, they will have tried things. They'll have tried supplements, they'll have tried keto or low carb or calorie restriction or Weight Watchers or whatever the case might be, and maybe it worked a little bit or it didn't work at all, but it wasn't sustainable. And that's why we customize every approach to every single client that we have and your particular individual needs, with a long-term plan for success and sustainability of the results that not only you're going to get, which is going to be outstanding, but also then to keep those results for the long term, for the rest of your life. And we teach you how to go and do that yourself as well. And then finally, wrapping up, first of all, if you've made it this far and you've watched through, you're absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. And I want to thank you for being here, listening to Eddie's story, as well as learning a bit more about me and my journey and what I do and how I help people. It really is an honor and a joy to get to help people and to work with people like Eddie and all of my other clients, to be a part of their journey, to get to share that with others as well. And finally, I'm really looking forward to you hopefully becoming the next person who comes on board in the 4C Method program and getting to be a part of your success story as well. Can't wait to talk to you soon.